So welcome everyone to the highly anticipated GoPro accessories lesson in which we're going to analyze all the gear that you will need to help you with your GoPro shooting. In this lesson right here, I'm going to introduce you to the best value for money accessories, and I'm also going to mention the accessories that you're going to need in each shooting occasion, because different shooting modes and different filming occasions, of course, call for different GoPro accessories. And trust me, there are thousands of GoPro accessories out there, so this lesson right here is going to be very valuable to you. Small disclaimer, in the description of this course, I will link all of these accessories that we mentioned in this video, so if you want to buy them, you can just click the links that I have in the description and these will navigate you to Amazon so you can buy them. Firstly, we're going to cover the accessories that you absolutely need to own and are absolutely needed for any type of GoPro shooter. And then we're going to move to analyze accessories that are not of that critical importance, but still can improve very much your visuals. Before we dive into the three main categories of GoPro accessories, let's first mention those accessories that are absolutely needed in every single type of GoPro shoot. The first accessory that you will absolutely need are a lot of those screws that help you mount the GoPro in any other accessories. These tend to get lost very easily, trust me, and they also tend to rust sometimes if you don't wash the salt off after a day in the beach. So please, if you have a GoPro, go ahead and buy more of those screws. They are very cheap, and I think when you buy a camera, it comes with 2 or 3 of those screws, which are totally not enough. The cool thing with those screws is that they have a screw mount, so you can literally screw them with a screwdriver rather than just your hand if you want extra stability. The second essential accessory to buy are those GoPro adhesive pads. Those adhesive pads are literally just sticker mounts. I think they come in a package of 8 with 4 flat adhesives and 4 curved adhesives, which are usually used in helmets and bike stuff. So if you buy an 8-pack of these, you have the opportunity, of course, to stick them in 8 different places. And one thing we need to note when it comes to those adhesive stick pads is that they're not meant to be permanent. If you notice that their thickness is wearing off, you need to immediately change them because you don't want to sacrifice your GoPro. Of course, adhesive pads can stick to literally anything: surfboards, helmets, bicycles, walls, cars, anywhere you want. Pro tip for adhesive stick pads: if you want to relocate an adhesive stick pad and you stick it off a surface and you want to stick it somewhere else, this is not that recommended because, again, this stickness will wear off. But there's actually a pro tip that you can do. Get a lighter and heat the stick surface of those adhesive stick pads, and this will melt the surface, and when you place it into the new object you want to stick your GoPro to, this will make an amazing job to maintain the stickiness and maintain your GoPro there securely. Of course, this is again a tip, it is off the book, but it works. The final essential GoPro accessory that you absolutely need to own if you tend to film in the beach or in the sea or any sea sport activities is the GoPro Floaty. The GoPro Floaty is a silicone waterproof, protective and shock absorbing GoPro mount that makes your GoPro float. You might not believe it, but trust me, GoPros do not float, they sink to the bottom of the sea. And if any of your accessories fail once you're in the middle of the sea, for example, or in a lake, and you lose your GoPro, then it will sink to the bottom. So with the Floaty, it just attaches to the back of your camera or surrounds it if we're talking about newer GoPros, and it will just make your GoPro float. You can see it, it has a bright orange color, so it is very easy to locate your camera and get it back. GoPro Floaty is needed even in shallow waters. Trust me, I have lost a GoPro in this way. I've lost my beloved GoPro Hero 4 Black in this way. So the GoPro Floaty is an essential accessory that can literally save your camera one day. Now it is time to move to the 3 major categories of GoPro accessories and discuss in which occasion to use each one of them. So the first category of GoPro accessories involves those that enhance and protect your camera. The second category of accessories involves those that improve the visuals and deliver a new visual perspective. And the third category of accessories that I've listed includes those that assist you while filming. So let's start with the accessories that change and improve the visuals of your camera. So we're going to start with the GoPro Dome. Now the GoPro Domes are fastly becoming the latest and greatest and most essential travel accessories for those photographers and videographers that want to capture unique underwater perspectives. This very simple and basic piece of equipment has really brought a new perspective in underwater photography. It is a simple housing for your camera that allows you to take those split underwater over water photos. With the GoPro Dome, you can capture 2 intense features in the same photograph, as again, this allows you to capture both the underwater world and the world above the sea. So this makes an amazing composition that if you travel to a tropical region or literally any region that you have visibility under the sea, you can capture truly unique and remarkable photographs with your GoPros in a very cheap price. GoPro domes are not expensive. So next time you're in tropical waters, try to photograph, for example, a diver and the boat that is above him, or a beautiful landscape above the seas, and a snorkeler, for example, with turtles, stuff like that. GoPro domes are very cool. I actually own one. Now we're gonna stay a bit in the underwater world with our next accessory, which are GoPro underwater filters. GoPro underwater filters are designed to bring color and contrast back to your underwater video. As we dive deeper into the levels of the sea, certain UV rays actually disappear. Colors like red and green are the first one that disappear as we dive deeper into the sea. So those UV filters actually bring back those colors and bring back that contrast that is naturally lost. By bringing those red colors actually up, this will assist your GoPro's built-in artificial intelligence, and it will make a better job by selecting an auto exposure level and the auto white balance. So GoPro red underwater filters are essential if you like underwater photography and underwater videography. Again, the red underwater filter is the most commonly used one, and those filters are optimized for blue waters. If you tend to shoot at lakes which have more green waters, you might want to use a magenta filter. So this was the first category of GoPro accessories, the accessories that change the visuals of your camera. Now it's time to move to the second category, which involves the accessories that enhance and protect your camera. So let's start by talking protection. The most important and absolutely essential accessory of the second category is some kind of carrying case. By personal experience, I can guarantee you that the best carrying case that you can buy if you want to travel light with your GoPros is the GoPro Casey. The Casey is a rugged and waterproof GoPro protection case, small enough to easily fit in your backpack and large enough to pack all of your accessories and as many GoPros as you wish. It is essential if you want to travel with your GoPros and move to different locations without losing your gear, and it packs a ton of features. First of all, it is top-notch in quality and durability. It is perfect for those filmers that want to carry one or two hero cameras and their accessories. The outer surface of the GoPro Casey is made from a waterproof, semi-rigid material, so you don't have to stress of anything squeezing your cameras or it being wet and stuff. It's extremely durable. And the insides are well cushioned to protect all of your cameras and all of your accessories for any damage. This is one of my favorite accessories. I have owned a GoPro Casey and I do not regret spending those about $80 to get it. Now, if you need more storage space and especially you want to carry your gear in a backpack, I would suggest you to buy the one and only GoPro Seeker, the absolutely best camera bag that you can buy if you own GoPros. Personally, I think that the GoPro Seeker is the best adventure camera bag in the market right now. It is very cheap for what you're getting, and it is perfect for every activity from scuba diving to skiing to mountain biking to hiking. The GoPro Seeker is there and it will serve you well. I think it retails for $170 US, and while this sounds as a steep price for a camera backpack, it is actually comparable to some competitor backpacks in the market, from which I think that the Seeker is superior. Again, following the great GoPro build quality, this bag is totally weather resistant and fits up to 16 liters. A cool feature with this bag is that it actually comes with a detachable chest mount that you can take on and off, so you have +1 accessory if you buy this bag. This chest mount easily attaches and detaches from the backpack. It fits snugly into your chest, and when you take it out, the backpack has a dedicated space so you can store this chest mount. It is very well thought, and you can fit all of your GoPro accessories there. They will fit perfectly, they won't jiggle, and this bag won't fail you. I highly suggest you to buy the GoPro Seeker if you don't have an adventure backpack. The next accessory, which is actually pretty essential, is a set of additional batteries. Now, this can be first-party batteries from GoPro, or they can be third-party batteries. If you're on a budget, choose the third-party batteries. They work just fine, and make sure to buy 2 to 5 batteries at least, so you're always juiced up and ready to go. If you can recall from the previous lessons, our biggest limitation while using GoPros is storage space and battery life. So we can go around battery life by buying more batteries and have them charged up. So please invest into batteries I have listed 3 different third-party and first-party battery options, again in the course description. Also note that most third-party batteries come with a power supply that lets you charge multiple batteries at once, so you don't have to set an alarm clock for every 2 hours that a battery charges to change to the next one. You charge all of them together, you go to sleep, and when you wake up in the morning, they are all juiced up and ready to go. Moving on to the third and final category of GoPro accessories, these are the accessories that are manufactured to help you, the filmer, film more creatively and more easily with your cameras. This is really where the fun begins. The first accessory that we're going to discuss is actually this accessory right here. It is the GoPro 3-Way. It is called the 3-Way because it packs 3 features at once. The GoPro 3-Way was introduced in 2015 by GoPro, and it is an amazing and extremely versatile accessory which I suggest to every single one of you. I have owned this since 2015. It is 2022 and this accessory is always with me. It is called a 3-Way because it is a tripod. As you can see right here, a tripod mount screws at the bottom of the accessory. So right here you got a tripod, you've got a handle, and also it extends to a selfie stick or a selfie pole. So if you want 3 great features in a small package, I would totally suggest you to buy the GoPro 3-Way. It is very rugged, very durable, and trust me, if you apply some basic maintenance into this accessory after every shoot, it will last you for years to come. I've vlogged with this while traveling, I've used this underwater, I've used this in the mountains while driving beach buggies. This accessory has been through a lot and it totally works perfectly 7 years after I bought it. The next accessory that we're going to discuss about is actually our ticket to produce some of the most interesting and amazing shots that a GoPro can offer, which are the point of view shots. It is the GoPro Chesty. The Chesty or chest mount enables you to mount your GoPro in your chest and capture video in which the viewers will feel like they're actually in your body watching the world through your eyes. These types of videos are called point of view or first person videos, and they are becoming more and more popular. GoPros again are very light and compact, so they're very popular in being the ultimate tool to providing this special type of video, and the GoPro Chesty is again the best means to capture point of view videos. If you don't want to go with the GoPro Chesty, you can always buy the GoPro headband, which is pretty much a mount again for your GoPro, but this time in your head. Many times when you buy a GoPro, it actually comes with a head mount, so you pretty much don't even have to buy it. And again, the head mount brings the viewers into a higher perspective again and delivers this point of view video that we're looking for. I have actually used the head mount to record open heart surgery with my GoPro. Now moving on to the next accessory, if you are a bit of a more experienced filmer and you're into extreme stuff and the extension pole of a GoPro 3-Way isn't enough for you, you want to either get closer to the subject that you're filming or you just want to detach the GoPro from you and have a bigger field of view when you're filming yourself with the extension pole, I would suggest you to buy the El Grande pole. The El Grande pole is pretty much a handle that extends way further than the GoPro 3-Way could ever dream of reaching. And again, it unlocks 2 different worlds. The first thing that it unlocks is the fact that it gives you the ability to come closer to the subject that you're filming with this little pole, so you can get more engaging and more amazing and dynamic footage with the El Grande extension pole. And again, if you tend to film yourself in the selfie mode, like a selfie stick, you can actually move the GoPro more away from you, and this will help you capture a bigger landscape, a bigger field of view in your image or in your video. So again, the GoPro El Grande is not that essential, but if you belong to the categories of shooters that I mentioned, go for it. It is very well built, and the handle of the El Grande is very similar to the handle of the 3-Way. It won't fail you. Moving on, it is time to talk about an accessory that we mentioned in the time-lapse video lesson, and this is a time-lapse rotating device. These devices tend actually to be pretty cheap, and they mount like a sandwich between your GoPro and your tripod or any other mount that you wish to mount your GoPro to. So between the GoPro and this mount, we've got this rotating device that will gradually, very slowly rotate with the passage of time. The small rotation of those time-lapse rotating devices adds a horizontal movement in your time-lapse videos making them 10 times more engaging and very interesting. I've actually owned a time-lapse rotating device, and I can tell you that they're very easy to use, very compact, very light, they're pretty cheap, so I see no reason not to buy a time-lapse rotating device if you're into time-lapses. In addition to that, they get bonus points because when the rotation actually ends, a small bell sound is heard, so you know that the time-lapse is done, the rotation is stopped, and it is time to pack your stuff and go home. Finally, we can't mention GoPro accessories without talking about the JAWS Flex Clamp. The Flex Clamp is very commonly used in time lapses. It involves, of course, this clamp with a neck extension and a GoPro mount on top of it. So the JAWS Flex Clamp gives you the opportunity to mount your GoPro in all sorts of places. And again, the fact that this clamp is so well built and so robust adds to the sense of security when you're mounting your camera somewhere that you really don't want to lose it. This accessory actually delivers a similar result to a GorillaPod, with the only difference that a GorillaPod isn't that stable and isn't that reliable when mounting your GoPro into stuff. So if you tend to mount your GoPro a lot into places that you really don't want and can't afford to have your GoPro snap off, I would suggest you to go with the JAWS Flex Clamp. Now, if you mount your GoPros in places that are not that high risk and you can actually afford the gear to fail you once or twice, then the GorillaPod will get the job done. Just choose one of those two. Before we end this lesson, I would actually want to mention a bonus accessory which is completely useless and not necessary. It is the GoPro Fetch. Now, don't let this introduction fool you. It might be completely unnecessary, but it delivers one type of shots which are very, very unique and cute and cool. The GoPro Fetch enables you to mount your GoPro in the back of your dog so you can see the world again from the perspective of your dog. There are many cool videos in the internet shot with the GoPro Fetch. Unfortunately, I have a very small dog, so the Fetch doesn't fit him, but if you have a bigger dog and some money to spare, I would recommend actually GoPro Fetch. So this was the highly anticipated GoPro accessories lesson. We did not mention, of course, all of the accessories that exist. You can actually do the research and dive deeper into them, but I mentioned some of the accessories that you need to know and some of the accessories that you actually need to own if you want to get serious with your GoPro shootings. As you may notice, there is no perfect GoPro accessory. Every accessory depends on the type of shooting that you want to engage with. In addition to that, many accessories overlap with each other when it comes to their functionality. So it all comes down in the way that you use your gear and the types of shoots that you tend to engage with the most. If I could give you a tip, is to first go out before buying those accessories, test yourself and note down which shoots fit your style the most and which shoots you actually don't shoot that much. After you develop a certain style and personality when it comes to your GoPro photography, videography, and time-lapse shooting, then you can actually go and in a targeted approach buy accessories. If you don't follow this approach, you will most probably end up buying accessories that you don't really need and don't really use, and there is nothing worse than having GoPro and videography gear just sitting on a shelf and collecting dust. Thank you very much for sticking up until the end of this lesson. Join me in the next lesson in which we're gonna have a general discussion about some tips that you definitely need to know and I definitely wish I knew before actually going out and shooting with your GoPro. After this lesson, I'm gonna take you with me in a shoot outside and demonstrate everything that we learned in this course. So see you in the next lesson.